in a spaceship.
Yeah.
You know?
Meanwhile, they're in the front putting their card in 4 times because it's not working.
It's not working. Isn't that something?
They got their main card, though.
Yeah.
What y'all talking about?
Fashion world. And how the
And
people are caught up.
materialism.
Materialism?
Materialistic
It's,
mentality.
let me ask you this. Let me ask you
Okay.
this, sis.
Ask away.
Now, you a spiritual being, right?
Correct.
But you are having a physical experience, right?
As far as?
No, I'm just saying, you're in the physical world.
Yeah, I'm in the
Would you
physical
agree with
world.
that? Okay. Now, is there anything wrong with being materialistic?
To a degree, no, but not to the point that your priorities are misconstrued.
But the question is, wait till the bus passes. The question is, who determines that degree?
Well, if you're,
Because you could say,
if you have no place to live, but yet you have a $300 whatever, and you haven't invested your money into yourself as far as what your goals are for in the long run, that's idiotic. There's no sense that you should have like $500 shoes on and you don't own anything.
well, let me rephrase this. Say a brother come by here, conscious brother, aware of all information. He looks at you and he says, yeah, you high maintenance, sis. All that's unnecessary. If I get with you, you got the shades on, it's nighttime, you got the fancy scarf. Like, what if a brother say, you're too much, you know what I'm saying? You're too materialistic.
Then
how would you take that?
He knows jack spit. $5, $8, $15.
No, but
$6.99.
besides it, let's say, but let me ask you this: forgetting about the price.
But yet I invested a home in Brazil for myself for when I retire. Like, come on, that's stupid. Then he's not that conscious. That means he's still looking at my outward appearance. It's all about how you rock it.
But is there anything wrong with a? Is there anything wrong with a? I use the term. No, let me finish. Is there any? I use the term loosely conscious. Is there anything wrong with a conscious person being fashionable or liking to buy nice things?
Because I'm still a girl. I am still a woman. I like stuff.
So what about the brothers that get on the sisters for, oh sister, you wasting your money getting your nails done and getting your eyebrows done, and do you see anything wrong? You feel as though that's alright, or?
I mean, to me, as long as their priorities aren't, I mean, I'm not into all of that, but as long as their priorities are not misconstrued and they still got it together, like, hey, do whatever you want with your money as long as your priorities aren't screwed up. They're not ass backwards. How many times, like, and I come across them too, girls get their hair and nails done all the time, and it's from their food stamp money. I mean, come on. That's sickness. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, who are you trying to keep up with?
So what about
and it's all about quality.
So
it's
what
all
about
about the quality.
Meaning that their body and health-wise.
You're supposed to invest.
Let them know how old you are for the camera.
You're supposed to invest in your body and your health. I'm in my 40s. I have 3 children. All teenagers, 1 adult.
You don't look 40, sis.
And 40-something, and I have a grandson. You know, and like, my money is not all into my things. My money is put into my business because I'm a fashion designer. You know, I took years to even, I'm not even off the ground yet, and because I sacrificed a lot of my younger years taking care of my children and making sure that they're okay. So now that they're old and they can kind of handle themselves, like, I sought the opportunity to invest in my education, invest in my business. I'm still investing in my education because I'm supposed to go back to school again soon, and invest in my long-term goals, which is like my little spot in Brazil, you know, and it's for me to have and for my children to have. Like, you know, a fool would only like live on this world and not save enough for their children to have, you know. So I'm trying to like build myself now. I'm kind of late on it. You know, but I'm trying to, like, to me, my kids don't need the things that they say that they need now. It's when they, you know, become an adult. I want them to have a home where they can be like, you know what, Mom, I'm just starting out. I'm now having my family or whatever, and I'll be like, oh, I got this for you, so don't worry about it. You know, so I want to be able to provide for my children the important things when they get older, not now. because the things that they say that they need now is bullshit. You don't need sneakers. You don't need these brand new sneakers. You don't need Jordans. You don't need true religions. Now, they're nice to have, but you don't need them. If I happen to get them, yeah.
So what's your take on the people when they say, because a lot of them wait to the bus. Yeah, a lot of people will be like, okay, somebody from the West Indies come here, or somebody with a West Indian background.
Oh my God.
And they stick to their roots, and they see the West Indian doing better than them. What's your take on that?
I just had a conversation about that with, because I'm Caribbean, I'm Trinidadian and African. Yeah. So I just had a conversation with, well, you know, we call them Yankees, but with an American-born black. And I told them, but I grew up in Vanderveer. And when we first moved to Vanderveer, mind you, I'm a first-born American. My mom's Trinidadian, my dad's African, he's West African. So when we first moved, there was a Jewish neighborhood, and then there's black Americans just came. After all they left, it was just black Americans. So there was hardly any like Caribbean or African, you know, people or children that came from these type of backgrounds. So we used to get teased. We used to get like beat up on. We used to get jumped. We used to get stuff thrown at us and all that other. And this is like late 70s, early 80s, you know? Yeah. Now we kind of overpower them population-wise, but I think what's sad about it now is that a lot of Caribbean people, they're trying to live up to that American standard, and it's fucking us up culturally. It's totally fucking us up culturally.
You Caribbean, sis?
But, you know, like I was telling the brother, he was saying that we're all brainwashed to a degree, and I was like, no, to a degree we're not, because we wasn't as brainwashed as they were here. Like, you know, there's a lot of Caribbean brothers that, you know, they get into their little materialism or whatever, but you know what? They know how to manage their money, they know how to go make their money, they know how to work for it, they're resourceful.
Let me ask you a question, sis. What do you think about the Caribbean brothers that say African American people are lazy, shiftless Negroes? And that all they do is complain. Do you agree with that?
And they say they beyond fucked up.
But somewhat.
Not completely.
But somewhat.
Maybe the ones that they come across, because I came across a lot of American brothers that they do have their stuff together.
Yeah.
But I think it's a matter of who you're coming across. To me, it's more of an individual basis thing. So, or it's a small collective. To me, it's a small collective. And they're not coming across the ones that do have their stuff. I came across, like, there's a lot of, like, Southern brothers. Like, there's more Southerners than they are Northerners that are in college. Because that's mostly what they had. They ain't got nothing else to do but go to school and do something more with themselves, you know?
Sis, so what do you think about the Americans that say the West Indians come over here with an attitude like they better than us?
Oh man, as far as they're concerned, everybody comes in this damn country with an attitude. They say the same thing about the Koreans.
The Africans.
They say the same thing about Africans. They say that about
I'm gonna tell you what though, I agree with that to an extent. From my experience, and everything is from it's subjective. It's based on your experience.
I mean, to me, the people who
I feel as though the Africans in my community do feel as though they better. Maybe they have a right to. Maybe they look at their condition and say, "Why are these niggas fucked up and they've been in this country?"
Yeah,
and
I mean,
but they still do. They still look at us like they better. They come in our community and treat us like shit. Koreans come in our community, treat us like shit. It's the same thing over and over and over again.
I mean, I think, and I guess, like I said, I'm seeing it from one perspective.
Right, and there's so many perspectives.
I'm first-born American.
Yeah.
But I grew up with the notion that, like, we already have the strike against us that we're black. The other strike is that we're foreign. So, you know, to us, and I've always
this is a good one. This is a good one.
That
What I gotta stop is at 10 minutes. It's about to be.
Oh, okay.
Would I just press the red button?
Yeah.